Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, coming up here in about 6 minutes, we get the sports. The Bulls set a record last night. You want to hear about this. Also, more on the Bears and the stadium drama that continued yesterday in the Illinois House and Senate and the Indiana House and Senate. So we'll get you that update in moments. But yesterday kind of set the place on fire with a DM from a listeners, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. The boyfriend sent the DM to us about what his girlfriend did that's kind of destroying their relationship, and maybe you can relate to this. So we wanted to read it one more time. We did this later in the show, and you can find it on the podcast of the whole breakdown and the interaction with our listeners at the time. But you at this time listening, we felt you deserved to hear it. So here was the DM from our listener, Anonymous, a boyfriend, girlfriend. They're about in their 30s, early 30s. He says, last month, my girlfriend and I moved into a one-bedroom apartment in Chicago together. We've been together for about a year. For context, he says, I pay for the majority of rent and expenses. Since moving in together, she has mentioned her desire for a puppy. I like dogs. However, I'm not ready for a puppy right now, and I'm well aware of the workload required to raise one properly. I told her that I'm open to the idea of an older dog in the future, but definitely not right now. Part of the reason is I work from home. I don't have the time with the dog out every 45 minutes, and I could not have made it clearer on how I felt on this issue, which says how the tenor of the next part of the DM. When I came home a week ago, there was an 8-year-old lab in the apartment.
8-month-older, right?
8 week.
8 week. Oh, my God, it's worse. You said 8 year, I said month. It's a week. Oh, my God.
Yeah, an 8-week-old lab.
What's a puppy, guys?
Yeah, 8 month are almost like grown up.
You kick him out of the house, they're going to college.
Yeah, they're getting their pension. So he says she works from an office conveniently. So I have spent the entire week taking care of the dog. It's a great puppy. I take amazing care of it. However, it is starting to kill me. His words. My partner has taken accountability for messing up. That's great. Promise to take care of the puppy, all responsibilities going forward, and promise to never do anything like this again. However, she also says she will not rehome the dog.
Right, because that's an evil thing to do. A decision was made. That's very traumatic for an
Well,
animal.
I don't think it's. I think it's a reasonable thing to do if because the decision wasn't made properly, and rehoming to a good home is okay.
Okay, listen. If he's not going to take care of the dog properly, if he's like, no, I'm not going to do this, then yes, it's a safety. But people cannot get animals like this is a living being. You have to treat that with respect. And people bounce pets around way too much. Not cool.
I don't know. I didn't know if they do that or not. I'm just saying that if it's if you don't want it, and the dog's gonna hear all this yelling all the time, the poor dog, like you see in the movies where the kids yelling when the parents are gonna get divorced, the dog's hearing all this all the time. He actually had a little more on his DM. He says, a few weeks ago, I thought this was the woman I was gonna marry. She had many of the great qualities and is a wonderful person. Now I can't even stand being at home with her, and I find an excuse to leave. I'm afraid I'm starting to resent her because of the situation. It's crazy to throw in otherwise great relationship because of this. To be honest, I'm shocked I feel this way and disrespected and hurt. I don't know if I'm being unreasonable or not. So he has really, clear thoughts on it. He's not raging and going crazy on her about it, but he's just saying, I think this ruined our relationship, bringing the dog home. And she also thought like it would all just work out, and it's not working out, clearly. And I do think that, boy, she did this. I think she's going to do it again. She says she won't do it again.
I disagree. She already has the dog. It's just that the dog's going to still be there. I don't think she's going to come up with another puppy in a few weeks. Like, he's really mad.
I think this is the tip of the iceberg on other things she might do. Not necessarily a dog, but just doing something you're not listing that you've agreed upon in that situation. I
think she thought he was going to love this dog. Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. She's like, whoop, never mind. That's my bad. You seem to not really enjoy this.
Well, he wanted an older dog that must have been like ready to go to the farm.
Well, but that's a thing that I think is becoming a little bit more common, where people are adopting what they have dubbed senior dogs to make sure that dogs get a nice home during maybe the last year or two of their life. That's an admirable thing that I think a lot of people are doing more of recently.
That's good.
Yes.
That's great, because nothing's worse than when you go to pause and you see the older dog that no one had adopted.
Oh, my God. Could you have said a sadder sentence?
Well, I'm just trying to say, get out there and adopt. If you want a dog, adopt an older dog out there.
Yes, not an 8-week-old puppy.
Well, you can do that, too, if you really have the commitment to it.
I don't think so.
But they're cuter. The puppy's jumping up and down and going, ah, and the old dog's just going.
I mean, here's the thing. This dog isn't, a dog's always effort at work, but this puppy isn't going to always be a puppy. He's going to come out of the puppy trenches at one point, And it's going to be, laying at his feet, relaxing. It's not always going to be hyper. You're not always going to have to take him out every 2 hours. He's going to come out of this, and it won't be as hard as it is right now.
He'll wake up, go to the kitchen, make himself a cup of coffee. Just
Have a smoke, read the newspaper.
Go out and mow the lawn.
They can complain about her together.
The problem with taking in the puppy, and it's why I think this relationship is doomed. I think this is a complete breach of trust, and I feel the exact same way that he would in this situation. I don't think I would be able to continue a relationship if somebody did this, if they brought a living thing into the house after I said not to. The problem is that even though at some point that dog will come out of the puppy trenches, as you said, Kenzie, they're in the puppy trenches now. And taking care of that sucks. And I would be livid if I was him. Get the older dog. If she would have brought home an older dog, I would have been like, okay, don't love this. Thought we had agreed on it. But you know what? This is fine. I can deal with this. But this is like asking the teacher, where's our homework? Now you're just getting assigned another thing that you have to do in your daily life.
I like that. Adrian checked in on the text line. She's definitely going to do this, what she wants again.
I think it's a real trust issue. I think he had very clearly established boundaries, and she completely violated those boundaries.
Do you guys not believe in someone making a mistake and learning from it, though? Do you think that honestly she could be like, I didn't know that would upset him so much. I thought he'd kind of be like, okay, because he does like dogs. It'd be different if he hated dogs. But she's like, he likes dogs. She can learn from something. There's an opportunity for that. You guys have both messed up a lot.
I don't think so. I don't think she's going to learn from this. I think she's. I also think it's a little like she didn't bring home a chair that they saw at Crate and Barrel, and he was like, I don't know if I like that chair, and she brought it home. I think you're going to like it now. This is a 15-year commitment, hopefully. The dog lives that long.
I'm with you. I actually think that's a great example. It's a living thing that she brought in. If she was like, hey, I think I'm going to get bangs, and he was like, I don't know if I like bangs, and then she got bangs, be like, all right, I don't love it, but not the end of the world. This, again, it's a puppy. Taking care of a puppy sucks. I feel bad for the guy.
It's fun to take care of a puppy.
Well, to Case's point, his experience is he didn't really love dogs, and he had a dog in his life, and it turned out to be his best friend, and you loved it eventually.
She thought that's what was going to happen.
She thought that was going to happen.
She thought she'd play the Case playbook. Turns out it might have backfired on her.
Turns out not so.
He didn't love it the way she thought.
You can keep checking in what you think on this, 312-591-8300. Maybe you've been through this situation. Hit us up, and we'll get to sports after Glass Animals. Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
Here we go, the last one this week of Choose Your Adventure to either Mumford & Sons at Wrigley Field or Bad Omens at the Allstate Arena. And we have Zach on the line who's chosen to go for the Mumford & Sons tickets. That means those tickets will go out no matter what. If Kenzie wins, Zach can take them from her hands, but otherwise they go out, and then we also throw out in about 10 minutes the Bad Omens tickets. So, Zach, ahoy, tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy, guys. Love the show. Taking my son here to middle school. He's been listening with me for the last 3 years to your show, and he loves it too.
Aw, that's awesome.
Love that. A little helper in the car. We're going to know when you're cheating with him. We know that. We can see you.
You can phone that lifeline. I'll allow it.
All right, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails, Zach.
His only input, can I let him call it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Call it, Queen. Tails.
It is
Tails.
tails.
There you go. Very good. He was reading your mind. It took him a second.
All right, here we go. Question number one, Zach. What happens to water when it reaches 212 degrees?
It would boil.
It does boil at that temperature. Zach's got one. Kenzie?
Yeah.
What are the 3 states of matter?
Sorry. It's
Yeah.
Not a trick question.
I know it's not. It's not hard, but never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but then I get yelled at when I make jokes. But anyway,
Yeah, we hate it when you're funny.
Yeah. We'll discuss that later.
it's solid, liquid, gas.
Solid, liquid, gas are the 3 states of
I was
matter.
gonna do 3 stages of things that I think matter. But then they're like, she's dragging. So whatever, I won't.
It's too bad. That would have been funny.
That would have been really good. You should have done that.
I know.
You know what? F you for not doing that. We'll have a meeting later.
1-1, it's back to Zach.
Zach, what type of play results in 2 points in an NFL game?
2-point conversion.
Oh, that counts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had safety down, but there is a thing called a 2-point conversion. It's
Yeah.
in the name.
How-
Never even thought about that.
How dare you? But Zach's got 2.
What
Kenzie,
are the 2 things?
what are the 17 ways you can get 2 points in the NFL?
Wow, my bad. 2-point conversions in the name.
Kenzie,
Yeah.
in basketball, when a player is fouled on a made basket, how many free throws do they get?
3.
That is not
Damn it.
not correct. Zach, in basketball, when a player is fouled on a made basket, how many free throws do they get?
Well, I'm a referee, and I know what an and 1 is, so 1.
And 1 is right. Zach's got 3. And now back to Zach again.
That's correct.
Zach, what band released the album Hybrid Theory in the year 2000?
Was it Linkin Park?
Linkin Park is right. Excellent. I believe that is the greatest selling album of the 21st century.
Best-selling rock album.
It's just rock?
Yes.
I thought it was overall all of them. Like, hip hop, polka. I guess I was.
All the genres.
Those are the only 2 genres I can think of right now. It's
Why
hip
were
hop and
those
polka.
the first 2?
Because those are the only ones that matter. Hip hop, polka, and rock. That's it. So Zach's got 4. Now, Kenzie, you need this one.
Yeah.
Following the exit of Tom DeLonge, Chicago native Matt Skiba joined what band from 2015 to 2022?
The Skeebsters. It was Blink-182.
The Skeebsters. No one's probably called him. I know it was his birthday this week, but I don't think anybody called him the Skeebsters.
I know you
I always
didn't.
did.
No.
You hosted them in the lounge, Alkaline Trio. I don't believe you called him the Skeebsters.
Yo, the
Skeebsters.
Skeebsters. Welcome back, bro.
Skeebsters.
All right, so now Zach can win with this one?
That's right. 4-2. Zach is leading, and it's back to Zach.
Okay,
Damn
Zach.
sports questions.
It's not sports, we're going to movies. So, Zach, when the Blues Brothers enter Bob's Country Bunker, the waitress tells them, we have both kinds of music, country and what?
Country and Western?
That's actually right. It's one of the best lines of the movie.
Oh, that's what you got.
Both kinds of music, country and Western.
Hey.
Congratulations, Zach. You are going to
All right.
Mumford & Sons
Nice.
at Wrigley Field Thursday, June 11th. The tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m. You got them free and first from Live Nation and from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. What a show that is going to be, man.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you, too. Hang on. Case is going to get your information. And that means coming up in just 3 minutes, we're going to give away the Bad Omens tickets that were also a choice in Clash with Kenzie. That's at Allstate Arena on Wednesday, March 4th. That's coming up next week. So stay here for that in 3 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So coming up at the end of Case's movie review, which we're about to start, the last chance this week to win a trip to Universal Orlando Resort, a trip for 4. And then we're going to draw the winner in about a half hour. And we'll have another trip next week. But this is this week's trip. The last qualifier is coming up. But let's get right into it. Case's movie review. It's Friday. Let's go.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Utah. Give me 2.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
Now fry like bacon, you little freshman piggies! Fry! Fry!
Playing football in West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Oh, here we go. Pretty in Pink. Released 40 years ago. February 28th, 1986, a budget of $9 million. The box office did $40.5 million. Pretty good take. On the review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 75% on 117 reviews. And next week, as just pointed out by Lisa in Mount Prospect, checked in, and she said, I marked the day Case started doing these movie reviews. Next week, isn't that the 2-year anniversary? And it is. So thanks for listening to all these reviews in Mount Prospect, Lisa. We appreciate you. And so 2 years of movie reviews. I know there's a great portion of our listeners that are going to go nuts when I say the movie you're going to do. It's the 28th anniversary next week of The Big Lebowski. Dude.
Dude.
I'm sure I'll get that reference next week.
Yeah, next week you'll get it. And again, 2 years ago we started doing this, as Case hadn't seen a lot of movies before we started this thing, and now he did. Now he's seen a ton.
2 years, and next week will be the 90th review we've done.
Wow. That is fantastic.
A lot of movies.
You feel like a better person?
I do. I love movies now. I go to the movie theater all the time. I watch new movies. I watch old movies. Turns out they're awesome.
Movies? Pretty cool.
Love them.
And this is how this movie was promoted back in 1986, Pretty in Pink, on the 40th anniversary.
You know, this is a really volcanic ensemble you're wearing.
A world of friends.
Volcanic? Well, you know, hot.
Fights.
Would you like us to leave?
Yes, very perceptive.
You want to go out Friday?
Hope.
Sure.
Okay.
Hurt.
His name is Blaine? That's a major appliance. That's not a name.
Passion.
He's so beautiful. Does he have strong lips?
Take a chance.
This is going to happen.
Pretty in Pink. Rated PG-13.
And by the way, in that you hear the Psychedelic Furs, Pretty in Pink, which Brian Phillips will play on the History of Alternative, maybe this Sunday if you call up.
That feels like a really safe bet.
It's funny because hearing that in the trailer, I almost remember the song right now more than the movie, just because I haven't seen the movie in a bit. I've seen the movie. I know what you're going to talk about, but I haven't seen the movie in a while. But the song has stayed in my head. It's I enjoyed that song. But did you enjoy the movie? That's the question. Pretty in Pink, Case, what is your review of this movie for seeing it for the first time in your life?
Well, we had a good run in 2026. Just to recap what we've hit so far. We did When Harry Met Sally. We did Any Given Sunday, Casablanca. We did E.T., which I enjoyed way more than I thought I would. This month, we've done Taxi Driver, The Wedding Singer, Apocalypse Now, and now we've hit this movie.
Well, that's a great run.
Well, I was enjoying it. Really strong 7 weeks of movies, and we have hit our first clunker of 2026. The 80s as a decade, just awful.
Okay, how dare you
Okay,
first?
settle down.
Don't diss
settle
my
down.
decade.
You don't have to, attack everything. You didn't like this movie.
But I think it's a problem with the 80s because we keep on watching all these movies from the 70s, and I'm in love with all of them. You know, Apocalypse Now was great, and Rocky was great, and All the President's Men has become one of my favorite movies. And there's all of these great things in 70s film. We've done a bunch of 90s classics. I love the 90s. Who doesn't love the 90s? These 80s movies are so unenjoyable for me. I hated The Breakfast Club. I hated the very problematic 16 Candles. And this is probably the weakest of the bunch. They have designed a movie in which I can't root for any of the characters. They're all unlikable in their own special, unique way. You have Andy, who's Molly Ringwald's character, one of the most shallow people on planet Earth. And also doesn't bring a lot to the table herself. I'm not saying she's, physically unattractive, but as a personality, I spent 90 minutes with her, and I enjoyed her for none of it. The definition of a bad hang. There's nothing she does that I can latch on to be like, man, if only I could spend time with her. Why? She's super judgmental. She's super mean. She's super emotional. I am not a fan of her whatsoever. A really poor leading role in this movie.
And poor.
The worst thing you could
the
be.
worst. Yeah, I was going to say of all her attributes.
Because usually when you have a poor person in a movie, they have some sort of something to say, something to fight against, something to stand for, and you root for the poor.
Mm-hmm.
You're not rooting for the poor in this one.
Not this time around. No, I am not.
That's tough.
Which is funny, because I would say I actually get this movie mixed up with 16 Candles all the time. Like, they intertwine in my mind, because she's really whiny in both of them. So when you were like, she did is complain, I'm like, well, they forgot her birthday. And I'm like, no, that's damn 16 Candles. She did whine for a lot of the 80s, I have to say. Big complainer. For most of the time.
I will add here, I know you want a lot to get to here, but this is the run of John Hughes. When you talk, Kenzie mentioned 16 Candles, and you're going through 16 in a couple-year period, The Breakfast Club, European Vacation, Weird Science, and you get Pretty in Pink. Then you get Ferris Bueller, Some Kind of Wonderful, which is also, I like that movie, but I could see how somebody could rip on it. Then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, before you even get to Christmas Vacation. Like, his run was incredible. There's just a couple paycheck-type movies. He wasn't the director of Pretty in Pink, though. He just was a writer and producer on it.
Yeah, he wrote it.
When he directed them, first class. All the ones he directed were the ones that crushed. The ones he just was a part of, not always he crushed on.
Well, I get asked a lot if I've seen Ferris Bueller, and that was on the short list of movies I had seen before we started this 2 years ago. It was Boys in the Hood, Norbit, The Big Short, and Ferris Bueller. Those were sort of the big four. And I love that movie. I have a Ferris Bueller t-shirt. I watched that movie on the plane to Orlando when we took our trip to Universal. Every scene in that movie is so incredibly enjoyable. It's incredible. This one, not so much, because not only do you have Molly Ringwald being a complete bummer. But you have, what's his name? Is it John Cryer, the guy from 2.5 Men?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I didn't know he was an actor
That's
before.
Ducky.
Yeah. Oh, I have some thoughts on Ducky.
Okay.
So I didn't know that he had done anything before 2.5 Men, and I haven't really seen that show. I just know him because it was on It was the most watched show ever.
By the
basically.
way, crushed in that show with Charlie Sheen. Good show.
2.5 Men?
Yes.
I don't love that show.
Oh, I love that show.
You would say he crushed in 2.5 Men?
His acting, yes, he's very good.
Okay, I will check it out on TV Land sometime. It's on all the time. So there were parts of this movie where I found Ducky to be kind of endearing. He kind of reminded me of me, a little quirky, a little obsessive, but his character takes a really dark turn once Molly Ringwald's character starts dating the rich guy, and we have the audio of this confrontation they have. You have to remember when you listen to this that Andy and Ducky have no romantic entanglement with one another whatsoever. Now, Ducky is pining after her, but they're not dating. They never have dated. She's made her feelings on him very clear. They are just friends, and he has this creepy ownership over her. And as somebody who is a guy who is friends with mostly women, as I always say, all of my friends are either women in their 20s or men in their 40s. This is so wildly inappropriate. You cannot react this way when you have a friend of the opposite sex and they start dating somebody.
He's gonna use your ass and throw you away. God, I would have died for you.
So what am I supposed to do? He asked me out and I like him. If I hate him because he's got money, just listen to me. If I hate him because he's got money, that's the exact same thing as them hating us because we don't. Do you understand?
You can't do this and respect yourself. You can't.
Well, I'll make that decision, all right?
Sure, you can do what you want.
You know you're talking like that just because I'm going out with Blaine.
Blaine? His name is Blaine? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
Just because I'm going out with Blaine doesn't mean I can't be friends with you. I mean, it doesn't change the way I feel about you.
Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad. Here's the point, Annie. I'm not particularly concerned with whether or not you like me. Because I live to like you, and I can't like you anymore.
You know what he's kind of like? And that he's kind of like Zuckerberg in Social Network when he's going after that girl. I just realized that. Because he's condescending, but
it's condescending and twitchy.
So I'm going to say, you were like, if you're friends with the opposite sex, you can't do this. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, get mad at them when they're dating someone else? Like, you always have to be supportive, even if you like them? Like, what's your prerogative as somebody who thought he was like Ducky until that scene happened?
You can't be that possessive. Well, I mean, you can't be that possessive over somebody ever, but especially you can't be possessive over somebody that you don't have a romantic relationship with. For him to turn his back on his friend because he doesn't like the person that she's dating, because he wants to date her, that's just being a terrible friend. That's having ulterior motives. And as friends, you should never have ulterior motives. It was really, his character takes such a weird, creepy, dark turn once she tries to find happiness in the complete bore that was the rich guy, Blaine. This is why I called Andy superficial earlier, because this guy's bringing nothing to the table. I mean, he's got no defining characteristic. I didn't find the acting to be particularly interesting. I didn't find the character to have anything to latch onto. This is a guy who Molly Ringwald likes, in theory, because he has money. And I think there's an interesting story that could be told of the poor girl who wants to see the other side of the world and gets wrapped up into this lifestyle, something that she didn't grow up in. And I can see that being very intoxicating. But they don't even tell that story in this movie. It's the least romantic love story there's ever been, because the first time that Andy and Blaine go out, Blaine goes, hey, let's go to this party that all of my friends are at, all of these rich kids are at. And Annie, Molly Ringwald's character, is like, okay, well, they all hate me, so I'd rather not go to that party. And he goes, they don't hate you. It'll be great. And then they go to the party, and everyone hates her.
So guess what happens?
Yeah, everyone hates her.
It's a bully festival.
Damn.
And it's crazy because for as much as I don't like her, I don't think the rich kids are justified for not liking her as much as they don't. I mean, they are so mean because she's poor. And they do this weird thing, like there's a girl that comes up to her, and she's like, oh, aren't you in my calculus class? And she's like, no, I'm in your gym class or whatever. And it's like, high school's not that big. You should know what classes you have with people.
Especially
that's just a weirdly,
back then.
yeah, that's
Especially
a weirdly
back then.
condescending thing to not know somebody from whatever class they're in. But she gets touted around this party that she asked to not go to. Everybody is so mean to her.
Yeah.
She ends up walking in on the only good actor in the movie, James Spader, getting it on with a woman who was playing a 17-year-old but looked to be about 35. And when James Spader starts making out with this girl, The other two losers are just sitting there watching them, and so Spader has to get up and leave. They're bad hangs. This movie is all about spending time with people that you don't want to spend time with.
By the way, James Spader is awesome in this movie.
Only redeeming quality. I wanted so much more Spader.
That was his 80s run of being like, the biggest douchebag, but you also liked him in all those movies.
He has the tenor of like a 48-year-old man, but he's 17 in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, man. That just bringing back that scene to my head is so good.
And they just sit in the bedroom.
Because there were a lot of things in 80s movies when people would make out while everybody watched.
Mm-hmm. There is. And there's also a weird thing in 80s movies where when a character asks another character out on a date, they always cut out the part of planning the date. Like when Blaine asked Molly Ringwald's character out, he's like, okay, so I'll pick you up at the mall at 8. And there's never a mention of where she works, what they're going to do afterwards. When I plan a date now, there's all this texting back and forth of what are we going to do, what restaurant are we going to go to. I always ask a woman before our first date, do you have any dietary restrictions I need to be aware of? So I need to know if they're vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free.
Were you the waiter?
Well, no, I attract a certain type of woman who typically has dietary restrictions, and it's good for me to know that ahead of time.
Get the peanuts away from me.
A peanut allergy, I don't know if I could do, but I've done gluten-free, I've done vegetarian. There's a certain type that I always seem to find. I know we have to send people to Universal. Big trip coming up. I have some thoughts on the finale of this movie, the prom scene, the big payoff to Pretty in Pink. Can we talk about that after the commercial break?
We've got time. Let's do that. But first, let's get you to Universal. 312-591-8300. This is the last qualifier of the week. We're going to draw the winner in about 20 minutes. So Universal Orlando Resort, we were there a month ago. It is an incredible, memorable, of a lifetime, I would say, trip for you and your family, your friends, whatever you want to do. It's a trip for four. 312-591-8300. Call right now. Caller 10 qualifies. The last qualifier of the week. And then we'll draw the winner of all the qualifiers in just about 20 minutes. So stay here, call now, and get in.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, we got our last qualifier for the trip to Universal Orlando Resort. We will draw the winner in about 10 minutes of everybody that qualified all week long, so stay here for that. In the meantime, we're at the conclusion of Case's movie review of Pretty in Pink. Not going well. This is a John Hughes vehicle, Chicago vehicle.
Well, have you just joined us?
My review or my thoughts on the movie?
The review, very on point, because I agree. I don't like this movie that much of all the John Hughes Chicago vehicles. But there's some moments. I do love James Spader in this movie because he plays a villain so great in the 80s he did. He does it even more recently, but...
Well, he torpedoed The Office as a villain, but other than that, I've enjoyed him in everything that I've seen him in, but he's terrible in The Office.
So here we go. And by the way, there was people in this movie that had like small roles that I forgot about, like Christy Swanson is the Duckette, and Andrew Dice Clay is the bouncer. Gina Gershon is in this movie. Dweezil Zappa, who just is a guitar player I like.
That doesn't sound like a real name.
It's a real person. Frank Zappa's son, Dweezil Zappa, a gifted musician.
Zappa.
Yeah. He was part of the 80s. He definitely was part of the 80s.
He was part of the 80s.
He was part of the 80s in movies, but he's currently still a great touring, amazing musician. But his dad was too. But just a really interesting cast of people that popped in this movie. Anyway, Case, where were we? And the conclusion.
Well, I was talking about how much every character in this movie sucks. I guess I haven't really explained what the movie is about for anybody that maybe has forgotten or hasn't seen Pretty in Pink. But Andy, who is played by Molly Ringwald, is friends with a guy named Ducky. Ducky's obsessed with Andy. Andy, however, is interested in the rich guy, Blaine. And the movie concludes at the end of the school year when prom happens, because that's when prom happens. And it's established in the movie that after Andy and Blaine go on a few dates, that Blaine asks Molly Ringwald's character, Andy, to prom. And she says, yeah, she's very excited about this. I believe she says she's in love with him to Andy's deadbeat father after she's asked to prom. But unfortunately for Blaine, he's a part of a different clique, because a lot of this movie is about class warfare and how the rich kids don't like the poor kids and how they don't get along because of their different economic statuses. So Blaine is persuaded by James Spader's character to, even though he's already asked Molly Ringwald to prom, to distance and essentially, in modern dating terms, ghost Molly Ringwald's character before the prom. And when Molly Ringwald calls him out on this, he goes, oh, sorry, I forgot I asked somebody else to prom already, which isn't even a good excuse. That's not good. I mean, that's terrible. And so it all concludes basically with a bunch of depressed kids at prom. Nobody's having a good time. Andy goes with Ducky in sort of this Cold War friendship that they have. And then while they're at prom, Andy runs into Blaine. And we have to hear the audio of their interaction because remember, the movie ends with those two together. The original script had Andy and Ducky ending up together, and people during test screenings would outright boo because they did not like the ending to this movie. So
because that's the prediction that you'd think like she eventually goes with the nice guy, the guy that was her friend the whole time.
But he's not really being nice.
He's not really being nice.
Had his character been different and just kind of supported her, it would have been different than yelling at her for dating someone she liked.
Yeah, but it's like a typical pattern of going with that. That would have been the expected ending.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, remember, this guy asks her to prom. She says yes. He then ghosts her. And the last time they speak is him going, oh, I actually asked somebody else and forgot about it. And this is and I'll use quotations here, confrontation that they have at prom.
You told me you couldn't believe in somebody who didn't believe in you. I believed in you. Always believed in you. You just didn't believe in me.
So that's the most insane gaslighting I've ever heard in my entire life.
Played the victim role.
Played the victim role to an astonishing degree. And by the way, it's not like I love Molly Ringwald's character in this movie. Didn't have a ton of sympathy for her. But his line is that you never believed in me after I ghosted you.
I love it.
Everyone in this movie sucks. It's awful. And I see the text line, and I have people saying that I don't like 80s movies because I either wouldn't have survived the 80s or doesn't this remind you of being a teenager? I hated being a teenager. High school was awful. This movie reminds me of being a teenager in all the ways that I hated being a teenager because I struggled to find my own emotional depth. I was surrounded by people that didn't have great emotional depth themselves. And so everybody was just unhappy all the time. And this is a movie with unhappy people and unhappy characters.
But I want to defend you going forward of people saying, well, that's why he's going to hate all high school movies. He doesn't. He loved Varsity Blues to death.
It gave me an existential crisis.
Rest in peace, James Vanderbeek, because you wished you did high school like James Vanderbeek Mox did in Varsity Blues. So you can like a high school movie is what I'm saying. You don't hate it just because you didn't like high school.
Correct. I love when something is good based around a high school because I think there's always going to be an inherent charm no matter how old I get of 17 and 18-year-olds trying to figure life out. That's the most relatable, universal experience we've all had is feeling lost, or at least I think for most people, feeling lost and trying to find their way in this world. This movie, the characters don't grow, the characters don't learn, the characters don't change. They're all unlikable. And you end with just the craziest gaslighting that I've ever heard of you never believed in me after Molly Ringwald was throwing herself at him for the first hour of this movie.
Yeah. Kenzie, did you like high school?
No.
Okay. Just checking. just checking.
You caught up now? That's my review of high school.
Brian, did you like high school?
I loved it. It was great.
Why?
Of course he did.
Yeah, because it's just a big party, man. I was at all these parties that you're looking at these 80s movies. But I wasn't like bullying people.
No, I'm sure you were a great guy.
No, trust me, I got bullied.
All the bullies really own up to their behavior. And they take a lot of accountability.
Listen, I will say this, that the 80s movies, you're right, there's a representation of certain class warfare in a lot of this. I didn't see that as a kid in the 80s, I wasn't rich, and I hung out with rich and poor people, and we all were just hanging.
How kind of you.
Yeah. I was a hero. I was a hero that way.
Goes, I hung out with the poor people.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn.
Very bipartisan of you. That's really cool.
I mean, there's always a rich a-hole somewhere, but there's a poor a-hole somewhere, too. Like John Cryer is kind of a poor a-hole in this movie. He's a poor a-hole. You know, a-hole is non-financial, I guess, or non-economic. But in these movies, it doesn't seem that way. You know, because the rich ones are all a-holes in this movie.
There's just I'm really struggling with some of these 80s movies. I want to like every movie that I watch because, you know, I like watching good movies. But I really struggle with this. I found it not only to be not relatable and all the characters be unlikable, I found it to be a pretty boring movie. Like, by the time they get to prom, I was like, oh, this thing is almost over. Oh, nothing has happened.
Say, worst dress reveal ever.
Worst dress reveal ever. Kenzie, don't even get me started on how ugly that dress was. I would have left prom.
It's so disappointing.
It's terrible. It's terrible. A bad movie.
I really do believe this was kind of a paycheck of that run. Again, the John Hughes run from just 3 years, The Breakfast Club, European Vacation, Weird Science, then Pretty in Pink comes in. But the same year he does Ferris Bueller's Day Off in the same year.
Oh, busy guy.
Super. Then Some Kind of Wonderful. I think you might not like that either, but I like that movie.
I've never heard of that movie. What is that?
It's another John Hughes movie just a year later, and the theme of that has actually Eric Stoltz in it, Mary Stuart Masterson. She's a drummer. You might like it.
What's the point of the movie?
She plays drums, and it's kind of similar where she's the poor kind of drummer girl after the rich.
He loves talking about poor and rich. Sounds like his thing.
And Eric Stoltz is also poor, but there's a rich person she wants, Craig Sheffer, who also played tons of villains in the 80s. And
so it's Pretty in Pink with drums?
Kind of, in a way. There's a little bit of... So I don't think you'd like it. But I like that movie better because she plays drums in it.
No, because there's drums.
The soundtracks in all these movies were great, I thought.
I know. There's a Smith song in this movie. There's a giant poster of the Smiths in the record store that they go to. There's a lot of things they were trying to do to appeal to me, but it falls flat.
Yeah, you love 80s music.
I love 80s alternative music.
Yeah,
I love the Psychedelic Furs and the Cure and the Smiths, but they're, mainstream 80s music is
Poison
also
wasn't your jam.
No,
that was Kenzie's jam.
Awful.
Poison. She wanted to get Brett Michaels there.
I love Poison.
Yeah,
what do you mean? It's
I know
awful.
One of the worst bands ever.
Shut your whore mouth. How dare you?
I can't sit through a Poison
worst
song.
bands ever.
Just objectively speaking, it's not even my opinion. They're just the worst.
Well, that is your opinion. You can't say that. That's
I'm
your
gonna
opinion.
stand by that as fact.
That's not even the worst.
One of.
You're sick in the head. Yeah. You're sick.
Go off, Kenzie.
You're a sick piece of crap. You know that?
All right, back to the review. I don't know what you're going to rate this out of.
Out of pink dresses.
Oh, there you go.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, I forgot. Go ahead.
And next week for the Big Lebowski, we'll do bowling balls or something. It shouldn't be that difficult.
I almost swore right now. I almost went F yeah. I was going to do bowling balls for the review of the Big Lebowski.
Such an idiot.
All right, so I bet there's not many pink dresses here.
Not many pink dresses. This is a movie that I really did not find to be enjoyable in any way. It continues my theme of not liking these 80s teen movies whatsoever. This is a very soft 4 pink dresses out of 10.
I'm surprised he gave it 4. I thought it was even going to go lower than that.
Ducky made me laugh a few times.
Great. There's some actors that went on to do great things in this movie, but just not this one. I agree with you. I agree with your review on this one. I didn't like Pretty in Pink that much either.
I want to watch some of those great movies, not this one.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the problem.
Listen, 2026, you were rolling.
I was. It was nice. It was a nice little streak, again, because we were watching a lot of 70s movies. It turns out those are great.
Next week, The Big Lebowski for its 28th anniversary. Case's movie review next Friday with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're on our way to draw the winner of the Universal Orlando Resort trip that we've qualified people for all week long. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Going to be in the 60s and windy today, but a pretty nice day to get out and do something as the temperature will drop before tomorrow when I will see you at Little Caesars, 39th and Archer tomorrow. All the information at Q101.com for a chance to get free pizza for a year. That is tomorrow morning, 10:30. I'll be out there, and I'll see you out there. And Lauren coming in next, but first, your takeaways. Oh, one more reminder I want to make sure. We said that starting Monday morning at 6:15, a chance at Metallica at Sphere. And that'll be all morning long, but make sure you're with at 6:15 to get that first chance at the keyword, but we'll do it every hour throughout the show. Do not miss it. That's a pretty wild trip. So, Case, takeaways from our listeners. What do you got?
Takeaway from Miguel. Get your hoe phase done in your 20s so you don't end up DMing a chicken restaurant. Brian asks, you open, not you up?
Kenzie, what do you got?
Double features texted in. Takeaway. We all found out that Mr. Coke owns Diet Coke today.
Yeah. Mr. Coke. And finally, Tanner, the new texter, checked in. Welcome to the party, Tanner. Appreciate you. My takeaway from today. Case attracts the dietary restriction type of woman. Everybody goes after those.
Well, a lot of times they're nice ladies.
Yeah. I've never asked a woman before I took her out, do you have any dietary restrictions?
And I think that's weird because it's done as an act of kindness. It's like, hey, I don't know you, but if there's anything I should know that might kill you, let's avoid that.
I don't need to know that information. We'll just see what happens. Let's have the date be adventurous.
Hey, let's roll the dice a little bit, honey.
All right, what's on the podcast?
It's so weird you've never asked that. On the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
People, I guarantee everybody listening is thinking that it's weird that you ask that before every
and I ask
day.
it every first date
I want to know on the text line who thinks it's weird. Who's weird, me or Case?
That's like Foo Fighters playing Everlong. That's
I can understand if you were cooking the dinner, but like she's going to go to the restaurant and then order within the dietary restrictions.
Sometimes if it's a bread-heavy place or a meat-heavy place, it's just good to get out in front of it.
You don't want to take her to Fogo de Chão.
Yeah, she's like,
Damn
actually,
it.
I'm vegan.
She's a vegan.
God, do I just
They got good hummus.
I want to go so bad right now to a bread-heavy restaurant. That sounds so good.
That should be the name of a restaurant. Bread heavy.
There's all kinds of themes of restaurants. There's not one that's just bread.
Wrong. Panera Bread.
Yeah, but they do all kinds of other things. I mean, it's
You
all.
want just bread.
I
Like
want
a bakery?
bread. I want bread, butter, and cream cheese. That's all, and maybe spicy
That's
mustard.
like a bakery, Brian.
Yeah, I want to go to a bakery and eat dinner.
Okay, yeah, you want to go to a bakery.
Yes.
Yes.
God, I'm going to do that today.
So Panera Bread doesn't count as a bread-heavy restaurant.
No, it doesn't.
It's in the name.
I know, but it's just sandwiches, and I mean they're good. It's good,
There's
but
a bakery section. I know.
Yeah.
I used to work there.
yeah, I want just bread and butter and the things that go on bread.
Well, there's nothing better than when you make spaghetti at home, and then instead of doing garlic bread, you just do white bread with butter on it.
Oh, forget it. Game over.
That's good living.
We're gonna start a bread-heavy restaurant. We haven't done the Mount Rushmore of bread.
Oh, try again, honey. What was that?
Mount Rushmore of bread.
We haven't done the Mount Rushmore of bread.
So I'd add it to the list for 2028. We'll do that.
I like that because I'm already thinking now.
The Summer Olympics, when they come in, we'll do the Mount Rushmore of bread.
Yeah, because Hawaiian bread is. But then I just bought Texas toast recently, and then there's garlic, and then there's breadsticks.
There's the rolls from Texas
There's the
Roadhouse,
rolls.
which is number one.
I am in my non-bread era.
You're in your no, that's not true. You look humongous. Why are you not eating bread?
No, he means
No,
non.
non-bread.
Case, hold on, I got this.
Thank you, Kenzie.
Also, you should not say non-bread because the word non means bread, so you're saying bread era.
Well, on the package it says non-bread.
But you just
They
say,
make it.
I would like non.
I don't know if I can pull that off.
Brian's like, that's non your business.
Lauren, stay home. We're doing bread talk.
Or we're gonna just screw it. Lauren, you're not on. We're going in. We're gonna keep going. I don't know if I can leave, to be honest. We gotta get.
I have so many thoughts I want to share right now.
No, you guys have to stop because we have a lot to do even after the show. So please stop talking.
We're talking about bread here.
God.
All right. A bread-heavy restaurant just took me there. Wow.
The journey you'll take on the show. It's amazing. On the Brian and Kenzie podcast today, Brian and Kenzie wrote a manifesto this morning. Kenzie learned a lot about what those are and how they came to be. So Brian and Kenzie's manifesto lives on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. Also, we talked about Brian's nightmare promposal and the awkward way that he took a girl to prom. That was in our sports report, believe it or not. We somehow got there.
Finally, sports is getting interesting.
Right?
And it is Friday, so a new movie review on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. We celebrated the 40th anniversary of the film Pretty in Pink. I watched that for the first time and gave my review. That all lives on the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
Some late text coming in. First off, don't you dare make me wait till 2028 for the Mount Rushmore of bread. That was Sue's checking in.
That might be a Q2 segment. We might have to.
We enter Q2 in April, right?
We'll have this meeting after the show.
No, Brian, read some other text. What do you got?
Eric said there used to be a place called Geneva Bread Company, which was amazing. Closest thing I found is Breadsmith, which is still nowhere near as good.
Now, I don't know if what I'm about to say is problematic or not, but they should have called it the Geneva Bread Convention.
Wait, I don't get it.
Oh, I love you so much.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.